I think everybody watching football knows that Manchester United have got a big interest in Atalanta midfielder Ederson. It has been well spoken about by the likes of Fabrizio Romano and many other sports journalists around European football. Now we're hearing that Manchester United are about to open fresh talks. Alfredo Padula, transfer expert, has come out with this journalist on European football saying that Manchester United and Atalanta have opened a new round of talks to take Ederson from Atalanta to Manchester United. Now, the update on this has come fresh today as talks are ongoing, but this still has the snag of European football in mind. Now, that being that Manchester United have to beat Spurs next Wednesday in the Europa League final for this deal to happen. Manchester United are well ahead in negotiations with Ederson already, and this is just in case we do get that victory and are in a position to go out and buy Ederson. Now, these talks are good news for Manchester United fans, obviously, but there is a snag in this. Now, the snag is in the price. Now, last summer, Manchester United, after purchasing Manuel Ugarte from PSG, also went into talks with Ederson and Atalanta. And Atalanta were prepared to take a certain price for Ederson. It was around the 40 to 50 million pound mark. Now, Alfredo Padula has come out today and said that the 42 million pound, which is what they're saying is the price, we say 40 to 50. There was a few different stories going around about what the price actually was at the time, but 42 million is what Alfredo Padula is saying today in terms of the talks that were on last summer. That has to be scrapped apparently though. Now, Ederson has 2 years left on his contract and Atalanta are not willing to allow a player to go to any other football club for anything less than a 50 million plus. Now, that is just a figure that has been put out there, but the main thing that we need to look at with this is that Ederson is not going to be at the same price and not the price that we have been talking about. Now, whenever Ederson news has come up this summer, it's been off the back of them previous negotiations last summer and that 42 million pound price that Atalanta put on Ederson, and that apparently was the deal and what it was going to take to get Ederson out of the door. Now, this story today has come out and said not the case. Manchester United, if they want Ederson, are going to have to pump up even more money. Now, that is the snag. That's the catch in this deal. The deal was discussed and negotiated last summer, but according to Atalanta, that was last summer. Are Atalanta again about to try and pull Manchester United's pants down, the proverbial basically, by doing exactly what they did with Ahmad and with both Rasmus Højlund in getting a massive fee out of Manchester United? Now, this, if I'm looking at this as a Manchester United fan, going off what I've seen so far with the way that Ineos conduct business rather than where Manchester United in the old regime conducted business in dealing with Rasmus Højlund and, say, Amad Diallo at the time, which United spent over £100 million on 2 players. Now, Ahmad, obviously, 4 years down the line from that transfer, has actually turned into be an absolutely brilliant signing for Manchester United. So kudos and credit where due, spotting the talent who had not featured at all in first-team football. That deal brought in, but only now are we seeing that come to fruition. Rasmus Højlund, Atalanta see Manchester United coming. It's been well documented and well reported. Whether they feel like they can chance their arm again here with Ederson, I think is what is going to end up killing this deal off for Manchester United. Now, I'm going to say it, I'm worried. I now feel like with this price going up, Manchester United may not pursue Ederson and it might not happen. I don't think Manchester United are in the market for anything more than 50 million quid. Again, as good as Ederson is, it's another one of them players that's at a mid-age that's going to demand a 5-year contract that has not proven himself in the Premier League. Now, whether we judge Ederson on that or whether we say, look, he's done it in Europe, he's done it in Serie A, it's a quality midfielder again, someone else is going to take him. City, Real Madrid have all been rumoured to be interested in Ederson. Manchester United have to gamble again, and clubs know Manchester United's predicament and situation. They are desperate to fix what is going wrong in the Premier League, and anybody who's anybody or has got any negotiating skills will see Manchester United coming, and I am not surprised that this scenario has come about. United seem to be the furthest forward than any other football club when it comes to dealing with a transfer for Ederson, and Atalanta know that they have got them. We do have a good relationship. You'd expect us to have a good relationship with Atalanta after the money that we've spent there. We've literally funded their last 5 years in transfers that we've made through their football club. So, yeah, it's all good from their side, but this is not the old Manchester United, and this is why I start to worry that this deal might not actually happen now. Look, at the end of the day, I've always stood by the fact that Manchester United, if we are actually being ripped off or the price is too high, we have to have the strength to walk away. A transfer structure should have a backup plan and other targets. Yes, he may be your top target. Yes, he may be top quality. But if the price is going up and somebody's trying to take advantage of a situation like Manchester United's right now, which Atalanta clearly are, and they're protecting themselves as well at the same time. Let's not forget that. So, I mean, I don't want to go in and say that this is all on Atalanta just being greedy. I think they are looking at this and saying, well, we are going to be losing big players going into this summer, so we want to get the maximum value out of it. And if you are going to get a player out of a club which is probably going to be in the Champions League next season, you're going to have to pay top dollar. I just don't know if Manchester United are prepared to pay it. 42 million quid, even 50 million I would still pay, but the noise is coming out, and what we're reporting here is it has to be significantly more than 42 million. Significant, what is that value? That's the key in all of this. If it starts to creep up to that 60 million mark, I don't think United would go near it. I don't think they're in the market for a midfielder at 60 million, even though Manchester United do need to improve in that area of the pitch. And that, I think, is where United come unstuck in this. Again, Ederson, just to clarify everything, is a player that comes to Manchester United if we get Champions League football. So this deal has been negotiated in the reasoning of United having Champions League next season, winning that game against Spurs next Wednesday. That's the only reason United negotiating now. If United don't make it, I don't actually see this deal happening. And that would just kill it off completely. And again, this goes to show how important next week actually is for Manchester United. But that really, I think, it's a damning indictment on what Manchester United's season has been. Again, like negotiating deals that might not actually happen because of one game of football determining a whole season. It's pretty sad, isn't it? It really is. But that is your complete update regarding Ederson and where the situation is. United are talking and talks are ongoing. They want Ederson. Atalanta have upped the price. That is the update on Ederson. Now all I want you to do is get your comments in below. How far would you go? What is the price you would pay for a player like Ederson? Is there a better option in central midfielder as a ball-playing midfielder who can carry the ball and has got the engine that Ederson's got? Is there another one of them out there? Who else would you look at if we couldn't get Ederson? So, give me the price you would pay maximum for Ederson and give me an option after Ederson if this deal does fall flat on its face. It is dependent on Champions League, and Atalanta are already trying to drive a harder bargain. Do United go all in on Ederson and follow this through? Let me know what you think. Drop your comments in below. Give this video a like if you love the content. And of course, make sure you hit that subscribe button to make sure you're fully up to date with all of your Manchester United news and updates on and off the pitch.